The reason why the first 1,000 days are so crucial is basically because we found out in the 1990s your outcomes aren't just determined by genes. In the first 1,000 days of your existence, the first 1,000 days being from conception to 1,000 days after that, your genes are interacting with the environment to see what sort of brain you're going to need for the rest of your life. So what can we do in that first 1,000 days to maximise that? Well, the research tells us the number one thing you can do is to have a parent stay at home in the first year of life. It's really just about you being present with your baby, interacting. Interaction is one of the most complicated things that the brain does. So the more that your baby gets of that in the early years, the better all their outcomes are. And it's not just interaction from anybody, it's interaction from people that have those close, dyadic, reciprocal relationships. People that the baby knows. Children learn to be resilient and deal with their emotions because basically they watch you doing it for the first 18 months of their life. The more they watch you calm and interact them in the first 18 months, the better they'll be at calming themselves. So if we've got paternity leave and maternity leave, then I'd suggest taking all of that because the early years are so crucial. Maybe take it, there can be a need to take it both at the same time because you may need dad there supporting mum, or if possible, maybe taking it one after the other. So the baby's just staying at home for as long as possible with those crucial figures in their life, mum and dad. This will enhance the baby's health and well-being more than any other single thing that the research can identify. Major risk factors in this time, I think it can be stressed out parents. If the parents are really stressed out, not stopping, being present, interacting with the child, but just get into a logistical mode, the child's changed and bathed and put to bed, but there isn't time to stop, and in today's hectic pace, to stop and really connect with the child and interact. So that's one of the risk factors, just to be aware that that interaction is what drives your child's development, so make the time for that. Let the washing pile up, don't worry about the dirty windows, prioritise interacting with your baby in the early years. It's the early years that really count. One of the biggest risk factors facing parents in New Zealand is this unspoken competition that human development is a race. You go to an antenatal class and there's an unspoken competition over whose baby's going to walk first or who baby's going to talk first. I suppose there's one thing for parents to know clearly is that the child who walks first or talks first is not the child who gets the best outcomes. They're not earning any more money at 32. They're not, development's not really a race. It's more about the process. So try and give in to that temptation. Don't stand babies up early or put them into positions they can't naturally put themselves into. The key word for early childhood development is responsiveness.